In the most holy name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, let us begin our session this morning with prayer. Prayer position. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alayhim ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. In the most holy name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is his messenger. I bear witness that Allah appeared to us in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, and that he raised up the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, his messenger Messiah, and that they gave us the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, our present day Jesus. I greet you, my brothers and sisters, with the greeting words of peace in the Arabic language of Assalamu alaikum. And Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Kareem.
Ramadan Kareem.
Okay, so we are at day 13, and our reading today begins at chapter 12, ayat 53. At that we are starting our reading from chapter 12, section 7, ayat 53. We may begin reading.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, Merciful. Part 13, section 7, ayat 53. And I call not myself sinless. Surely man's self is wont to command evil, except those on whom my Lord has mercy. Surely my Lord is forgiving mercy. And the king said, bring him to me. I will choose him for myself. So when he talked with him, he said, surely thou art in our presence today, dignified, trusted. He said, place me in authority over the treasures of the land. Surely I am a good keeper, doing well. And thus did we give to Joseph power in the land. He had mastery in it wherever he liked. We bestowed our mercy on whom we pleased, and we waste not the reward of the doers of good. And certainly the reward of the hereafter is better for those who believe and guard against evil. Section 8, Joseph helps his brothers. And Joseph's brethren came and went into him, and he knew them, while they recognized him not. And when he furnished them with their provision, he said, bring to me a brother of yours from your father. See you not that I give full measure, and that I am the best of hosts? But if you bring him not to me, you shall have no measure of corn from me, nor shall you come near me. They said, we shall strive to make his father yield about him, and we are sure to do it. And he said to his servants, put their money into their bags, that they may recognize it when they go back to their family, so that they may come back. So when they returned to their father, they said, O our father, the measure is withheld from us. So send us with our brother, that we may get the measure, and we will surely guard him. He said, can I trust you with him? except as I trusted you with his brother before. So Allah is the best keeper, and he is the most merciful of those who show mercy. And when they opened their books, they found their money returned to them. They said, "Oh, our father, what more can we desire? This is our property returned to us, and we shall bring corn for our family and guard our brother, and have in addition a measure of a camel load. This is an easy measure." He said, "I will by no means send him with you until you give me a firm covenant in Allah's name that you will bring him back to me, unless you are completely surrounded." And when they gave him their covenant, he said, "Allah is guardian over what we say." And he said, "O my sons, enter not by one gate, but enter by different gates. And I can avail you not against Allah. Judgment is only Allah's. On him I rely, and on him let the reliant rely." And when they entered as their father had bidden them, it availed them not against Allah, but it was only a desire in the soul of Jacob, which he satisfied. And surely he was possessed of knowledge because we had given him knowledge, but most people know not.
Section 9, the youngest brother. And when they went in to Joseph, he lodged his brother with himself, saying, "I am thy brother, so grieve not at what they do." Then when he furnished them with their provision, someone placed the drinking cup in his brother's bag. Then a crier cried out, "O caravan, you are surely thieves." They said, while they turned towards them, "What is it that you miss?" They said, "We miss the king's drinking cup, and he who brings it shall have a camel load, and I am responsible for it." They said, "By Allah, you know for certain that we have not come to make mischief in the land. We are not thieves." They said, "But what is the penalty for this, if you are liars?" They said, "The penalty for this, the person in whose bag it is found, he himself is the penalty for it. Thus do we punish the wrongdoers." So he began with their sacks before the sack of his brother. Then he brought it out from his brother's sack. Thus did we plan for the sake of Joseph. He could not take his brother under the king's law unless Allah pleased. We raise in degree whom we please, and above everyone possessed of knowledge is the all-knowing one. They said, "If he steal, a brother of his did indeed steal before, but Joseph kept it secret in his soul and disclosed it not to them." He said, "You are in an evil condition, and Allah knows best what you state." They said, "O chief, he has a father, a very old man, so take one of us in his place. Surely we see thee to be of the doers of good." He said, "Allah forbid that we should seize other than him with whom we found our property, for then surely we should be unjust."
Section 10. Joseph discloses his identity. So when they despaired of him, they conferred together privately. The elders of them said, "Know you not that your father took from you a covenant in Allah's name, and how you fell short of your duty about Joseph before? So I shall not leave this land until my father permits me, or that or Allah decides for me, and he is best of judges. Go back to your father and say, O our father, thy son committed theft, and we bear witness only to what we know, and we could not keep watch over the unseen. And asked the town where we were, and the caravan with which we proceeded, and surely we are truthful. He said, Nay, your souls have contrived in an affair for you. So patient is good. Maybe Allah will bring them together to me. Surely he is the knowing, the wise. And he turned away from them and said, O my sorrow for Joseph. And his eyes were filled with tears on account of the grief. Then he repressed grief. They said, By Allah, thou wilt not cease remembering Joseph till thou art prey to disease, or thou art of those who perish. He said, I complain of my grief and sorrow only to Allah, and I know from Allah what you know not. O my sons, go and inquire about Joseph and his brother, and despair not of Allah's mercy. Surely none despairs of Allah's mercy except the disbelieving people. So when they came to him, they said, O chief, distress has afflicted us and our family, and we have but scanty money. So give us full measure and be charitable to us. Surely Allah rewards the charitable. He said, Do you know how you treated Joseph and his brother when they were ignorant? They said, Art thou indeed Joseph? He said, I am Joseph, and this is my brother. Allah has indeed been gracious to us. Surely we have kept. Surely he who keeps his duty and is patient, Allah never wastes the reward of the doers of good. They said, By Allah, Allah has indeed chosen thee over us, and we were certainly sinners. He said, No reproof be against you this day. Allah may forgive you, and he is the most merciful of those who show mercy. Take this my shirt and cast it before my father's face. He will come to know and come to me with all your family.
Section 11, Israel goes to Egypt. And when the caravan left Egypt, their father said, Surely I sent the power of Joseph, if you call me not a dotard. They said, By Allah, thou art surely in thy old error. Then when the bearer of good news came, he cast it before his face, so he became certain. He said, Did I not say to you that I know from Allah what you know not? They said, O our Father, ask forgiveness of our sins for us. Surely we are sinners. He said, I shall ask forgiveness for you of my Lord. Surely he is the forgiving, the merciful. Then when they went in to Joseph, he lodged his parents with himself and said, Enter Egypt in safety, if Allah please. And he raised his parents on the throne, and they fell prostrate for his sake. And he said, O my father, this is the significance of my vision of old. My Lord has made it true. And he was indeed kind to me when he brought me forth from the prison and brought you from the desert after the devil had shown dissensions between me and my brethren. Surely my Lord is benignant to whom he pleases. Truly he is the knowing, the wise. My Lord, thou hast given me of the kingdom and taught me of the interpretation of sayings. Originator of the heavens and the earth, thou art my friend in this world and the hereafter. Make me die in submission and join me with the righteous. This is of the announcements relating to the unseen, which we reveal to thee, and thou wast not with them when they resolved upon their affair, and they were devising plans. And most men believe not, though thou desirest it eagerly, and thou askest them no reward for it. It is nothing but a reminder for all mankind.
Section 12, a lesson for the prophet's opponents. And how many a sign in the heavens and the earth do they pass by, yet they turn away from it. And most of them believe not in Allah without associating others with him. Do they then feel secure from the coming to them of an all-encompassing chastisement from Allah, or from the coming to them of the hour suddenly while they perceive not? Say, this is my way. I call to Allah with certain knowledge, I and those who follow me, and glory be to Allah, and I am not of the polytheists. And we sent not before thee any but men from the people of the towns, to whom we sent revelation. Have they not then traveled in the land and seen what was the end of those before them? And certainly the abode of the hereafter is best for those who keep their duty. Do you not then understand? Until when the messengers despaired and the people thought that they were told a lie, our help came to them, and whom we pleased was delivered, and our punishment is not averted from the guilty people. In their histories, there is certainly a lesson for men of understanding. It is not a narrative which could be forged, but a verification of what is before it, and a distinct explanation of all things, and a guide and a mercy to a people who believe.
Chapter 13, the thunder. Section 1, truth of revelation. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful. I, Allah, am the best knower, the seer. These are verses of the book, and that which is revealed to thee from thy Lord is the truth, but most people believe not. Allah is he who raised the heavens without any pillars that you can see, and he is established on the throne of power, and he made the sun and the moon subservient to you. Each one runs to an appointed term. He regulates the affair, making clear the messages that you may be certain of the meeting with your Lord. And he it is who spread the earth and made in it firm mountains and rivers. And of all fruits, he has made in it pears, 2 of every kind. He makes the night cover the day. Surely there are signs in this for people who reflect. And in the earth are tracks side by side, and gardens of vines, and corn and palm trees growing from one root and distinct roots. They are watered with one water, and we make some of them to excel others in fruit. Surely there are signs in this for people who understand. And if thou wonderest, then wondrous is their saying, when we are dust, shall we then be raised in a new creation? These are they who disbelieve in their Lord, and these have chains on their necks, and they are the companions of the fire. In it they will abide, and they ask thee to hasten on the evil before the good. And indeed, there have been exemplary punishments before them, And surely thy Lord is full of forgiveness for mankind, notwithstanding their iniquity. And surely thy Lord is severe in requiting. And those who disbelieve say, why has not a sign been sent down to him from his Lord? Thou art only a warner, and for every people a guide.
Section 2, Fall and the Rise of Nations. Allah knows what every female bears, and that of which the wombs fall short of completion, and that of which they grow, and everything with him as a measure. The knower of the unseen and the seen, the great, the most high. Alike to him among you is he who conceals the word, and he who speaks openly, and he who hides himself by night, and he who goes forth by day. For him are angels, guarding the consequences of his deeds before him and behind him, who guard him by Allah's command. Surely Allah changes not the condition of a people until they change their own condition. And when Allah intends evil to a people, there is no averting it. And besides him, they have no protector. He it is who shows you the lightning, causing fear and awe, and who brings up the heavy cloud, and the thunder celebrates his praise, and the angels too for awe of him. And he sends the thunderbolts and smites with it whom he pleases. Yet they dispute concerning Allah, and he is mighty in prowess. To him is due the true prayer, and those to whom they pray besides him give them no answer. But they are like one who stretches forth his two hands towards water, that it may reach his mouth, but it will not reach it. And the prayer of the disbelievers is only wasted. And whoever is in the heavens and the earth makes obeisance to Allah only, willingly or unwillingly, and their shadows too, at noon, at morn, and eve. Say, who is the Lord of the heavens and the earth? Say, Allah. Say, do you then take besides him guardians who control no benefit or harm, even for themselves? Say, are the blind and the seen alike? Or are darkness and light equal? Or have they set up with Allah associates who have created creation like his, so that what is created become confused to them? Say, Allah is the creator of all things, and he is the one, the supreme. He sends down water from the clouds. Then water courses flow according to their measure, and the torrent bears along swelling foam, and from that which they melt in the fire for the sake of making ornaments or apparatus, arises a scum like it. Thus does Allah compare with truth falsehood. Then as for the scum, it passes away as a worthless thing. And as for that which does good to men, it tarries in the earth. Thus does Allah set forth parables. For those who respond to their Lord is good. And as for those who respond not to him, even if they had all that is in the earth and the like thereof with it, they would certainly offer it for a ransom. As for those, theirs it for a ransom, and as for those, theirs is an evil reckoning, and their abode is hell, and evil resting place.
Section 3. Good and evil bring their own reward. Is he who knows that what is revealed to thee from thy Lord is the truth, like him who is blind? Only men of understanding mind. Those who fulfill the pact of Allah and break not the covenant, and those who join that which Allah has bidden to be joined, and have awe of their Lord, and fear the evil reckoning. And those who are steadfast, seeking the pleasure of their Lord, and keep up prayer and spend of that which we have given them secretly and openly, and repel evil with good, for such is the happy issue of the abode. Gardens of perpetuity, which they will enter along with those who do good from among their fathers and their spouses and their offspring. And the angels will enter in upon them from every gate. Peace be to you, because you are constant. Sorry. How excellent is then the final abode. And those who break the covenant of Allah after its confirmation and cut asunder that which Allah has ordered to be joined, and make mischief in the land, for them is the curse, and theirs is the evil end of the abode. Allah amplifies and straightens provision for whom he pleases, and they rejoice in this world's life. And this world's life, compared with the hereafter, is only a temporary enjoyment. Section 4. Revolution to be brought about by Quran. And those who disbelieve say, why is not a sign sent down to him by his Lord? Say, Allah leaves in error whom he pleases, and guides to himself those who turn to him. Those who believe and whose hearts find rest in the remembrance of Allah. Now, surely in Allah's remembrance do hearts find rest. Those who believe and do good, a good final state is theirs, and a goodly return. Thus we have sent thee among a nation before which other nations have passed away, that thou mightest recite to them what we have revealed to thee, and still they deny the beneficent. Say, he is my Lord, there is no God but he. In him do I trust, and to him is my return. And if there could be a Quran with which the mountains were made to pass away, or the earth were cloven asunder, or the dead were made to speak, nay, the commandment is wholly Allah's. Do not those who believe know that, if Allah please, he would certainly guide all the people? And as for those who disbelieve, disaster will not cease to afflict them because of what they do, or it will alight close by their abodes until the promise of Allah come to pass. Surely Allah will not fail in his promise.
Section 5. Opposition will fail. And messengers before thee were certainly mocked, but I gave respite to those who disbelieve, and I seized them. How awful was then my requital. Is then he who watches every soul as to what it earns, and yet they ascribe partners to Allah. Say, name them. Would you inform him of that which he knows not in the heart, or of an outward saying? Rather, their plan is made here seeming to those who disbelieve, and they are kept back from the path, and whom Allah leaves in error, he has no guide. For as a mischastisement in this world's life, and the chastisement of the hereafter is certainly more grievous, and they have no protector against Allah. A parable of the garden, which is promised to those who keep their duty. Therein flow rivers, its fruits are perpetual, and is plenty. Such is the end of those who keep their duty, and the end of the disbelievers is the fire. And those to whom we have given the book rejoice in that which has been revealed to thee, and of the confederates are some who deny a part of it. Say, I am commanded only to serve Allah and not associate anything with him. To him do I invite you, and to him is my return. And thus we have revealed it, a true judgment in Arabic. And if thou follow their low desires after that, which has come to thee of knowledge, thou wouldst have against Allah no guardian, nor help, nor protector. Section 6, steady progress of truth. And certainly we sent messengers before thee and appointed for them wives and children. And it is not in the power of a messenger to bring a sign except by Allah's permission. For every term there is an appointment. Allah effaces what he pleases and establishes what he pleases, and with him is the basis of the book. Whether we let thee see part of that which we promise them, or cause thee to die, thine is but the delivery of the message, and ours to call them to account. See they not that we are visiting the land, curtailing it on its sides, and Allah pronounces doom. There is no repeller of his decree, and he is swift in calling to account. And those before them plan indeed, but all planning is Allah's. He knows what every soul earns, and the disbelievers will come to know for whom is a good end of the abode. And those who disbelieve say, thou art not a messenger. Say, Allah is sufficient for a witness between me and you and whoever has knowledge of the book.
Abraham. Section 1,
Chapter.
Revelation dispels darkness. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. I, Allah, am the seer, a book which we have revealed to thee, that thou mayest bring forth men, by their Lord's permission, from darkness to light, to the way of the mighty, the praiseful. Of Allah, whose is whatever is in the heavens and whatever is in the earth. And woe to the disbelievers for the severe chastisement. Those who love this world's life more than the hereafter turn away from Allah's path and would have it. Those are far astray. And we sent no messenger but with the language of his, so that he might explain to them clearly. Then Allah leaves in error whom he pleases, and he guides whom he pleases, and he is the mighty, the wise. And certainly he sent Moses with our messages, saying, bring forth thy people from darkness into light, and remind them of the days of Allah. In this are surely signs for every steadfast with one. And when Moses said to his people, call to mind Allah's favor to you, when he delivered you from Pharaoh's people, who subjected you to severe torment, and slew your sons and spared your women. And therein was a great trial from your Lord. Section 2, truth is rejected first. And when your Lord made it known, if you are grateful, I will give you more, and if you are ungrateful, my chastisement is truly severe. And Moses said, if you are ungrateful, you and all those on earth, then Allah is surely self-sufficient praise. Has not the account reached you of those before you, of the people of Noah and Ad and Thamud, and those after them? None knows them but Allah. Their messengers came to them with fair argument, but they thrust their hands into their mouth and said, we deny that with which you are saying,
and surely we are in serious doubt as to that to which you invite us. Their messengers said, is there doubt about Allah, the maker of the heavens and the earth? He invites you to forgive you your faults and to respite you till an appointed term. They said, you are nothing but mortals like us, wish to turn us away from that which our fathers worship. So bring us clear authority. Their messengers said to them, we are nothing but mortals like yourselves, but Allah bestows his favors on whom he pleases of his servants. And it is not for us to bring you an authority except by Allah's permission. And on Allah let the believers rely. And why should we not rely on Allah? And He has indeed guided us in our ways, and He would certainly bear with patience your persecution of us. And on Allah should the reliant rely.
Section 3. Opposition is at last destroyed. And those who disbelieved said to their messengers, we will certainly drive you out from our land unless you come back in for us. So their Lord revealed to them, we shall certainly destroy the wrongdoers, and we shall certainly settle and act. This is for him who fears standing in my presence. And they sought judgment, and every excellent opposer was disappointed. Hell is before him, and then to drink of boiling water. He drinks it little by little, and is not able to swallow it. And death comes to him from every quarter, yet he dies not. And before him is vehement chastisement. Parable of those who disbelieve. Their works are as ashes on which the wind blows hard on a storm. They have no power over aught that is straying far away. Seest thou not that Allah created truth? If he pleases, he will take you away and that is not difficult for Allah. And they will all come forth to Allah. Then the weak will say to those who were proud, we were your followers. Can you then avert from us aught of the chastisement of Allah? They will say, if Allah had guided us, we would have guided. It is the same to us whether we cry or fear patient. There is no escape for us. Section 4. Truth is confirmed. And the devil will say when the matter is decided, surely Allah promised you a promise of truth, and I'll promise you then failed you, and I had no authority over you, except that I called you, and you obeyed me. So blame me not, but blame yourselves. I cannot come to your help, nor can you come to my help. I deny your associating Allah before you. Surely the unjust a painful chastisement. Surely for the unjust is a painful and such chastisement. And those who believe and do good are made to enter abiding by the mission. Their greeting therein is peace. Seest thou not how Allah sets forth a parable of a good bird as a good tree whose root is firm and branches are high, yielding its fruit in every season by the action of its own. And Allah sets forth parables for men that they find. And the parable of an world tree full of hunger, servants, has no stability. Allah confirms those who sure word this world fight in the hereafter. Allah leaves the wrongdoer. Allah is what he chooses.
Section 5. Man's injustice in rejecting truth. Seest thou not those who change Allah's favor for disbelief and make their people to alight in the abode of perdition? Hell, they will burn in it, and an evil place it is to settle in. And they set up equals with Allah to lead astray from his path. Say, enjoy yourselves, for surely your return is to the fire. Tell my servants who believe to keep up prayer and spend out of what we have given them, secretly and openly, before the coming of the day in which there is no bartering nor befriending. Allah is he who created the heavens and earth and sent down water from the clouds, then brought forth with it fruits as a sustenance for you. And he has made the ships subservient to you to run their course in the sea by his command. And he has made the rivers subservient to you. And he has made subservient to you the sun and the moon, pursuing their courses. And he has made subservient to you the night and the day. And he gives you of all you ask of him. And if you count Allah's favors, you will not be able to number them. Surely, man is very unjust, very ungrateful.
Section 6, Abraham's prayer. And when Abraham said, "My Lord, make this city secure, and save me and my sons from worshiping idols. My Lord, surely they have led many men astray. So whoever follows me, he is surely of me. Whoever disobeys me, then surely I forgive him." Verse. O Lord, I have settled a part of my offspring in a valley unproductive of near thy sacred house, O Lord, and that they may keep up her. So make the hearts of some people yearn towards them and provide them with peace. Haply they may be grateful. O Lord, surely thou knowest what we hide and what we proclaim, and nothing is hidden from Allah, either in the earth or in the heaven. Praise be to Allah, who has given me in old age Ishmael and Isaac. Surely my Lord is a hearer of her. My Lord, make me keep of her, and from my offspring too, our Lord, and accept my prayer. Our Lord, grant me protection, and my parents, and the believers on the day when the reckoning comes to pass. Section 7, the end of opposition. And think not Allah to be heedless of what the unjust do. He only respites them to a day when the eyes will stare in terror, hastening forward their heads upraised, their gaze not returning to them, and their hearts vacant. And warn people of a day when the chastisement will come to them. Then the wrongdoers will say, Our Lord, respite us to a near term. We will respond to thy call and follow the messengers. Did you not swear before that there would be no passing away for you? And you dwell in the abodes of those who bound themselves, and it is clear to you how we dealt with them, and we made them examples for you. And they have indeed landed their plan, and their plan is with Allah, though their plan is such that the mountains should be moved thereby. So think not that Allah will fail in his promise to his messengers. Surely Allah is mighty, the Lord of retribution. On the day when the earth will be changed into a different earth, and the heavens as well, and they will come forth to Allah, the one, the supreme. And thou wilt see the guilty on the day linked together in chains, their shirts made of pitch, and fire covering their faces, that Allah may repay each soul what it has earned. Surely Allah is swift in reckoning. This is a message for the, and that they may be warned thereby, and that they may know that He is one God, and that men of understanding may mind. Chapter 15, the Rock. Section 1. The Quran is guarded. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. I, Allah, am the seer. These are the verses of the book and of a Quran that makes manifest.
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. Praise be to Allah. So we have completed the reading for day 13 and we begin our fast for day 13. Now, as we begin our fast, we want to be prepared for all that is to come. Brothers and sisters, there are so many challenges that we face as the days go by. But Allah did not create us for us not to have challenges. And this is why we have been given the challenge of the fast of the month of Ramadan. Do you say challenge, Brother Clive? Yes, it is a blessing. It is a mercy. Just like the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is a blessing and a mercy, but he did not become that without the challenges that he himself had to endure to be what he is to us as an example that we can see within our midst for us to emulate. So in this fast of Ramadan, in this blessed month, we have ended the first 10 days and we are now in the second period. So the first 10 days, again, some of the scholars says represents mercy. And other scholars said all 30 days represents mercy. And I believe all of us believes that all 30 days represents mercy. And the second 10 days represents forgiveness. And again, some of the scholars says all 30 days represents forgiveness. And I believe we all believe that. But in this second third that we are in, does it get easier or does it get harder? Because we have been getting up, maybe, yes, time for prayer, we would have gotten up usually, but we wouldn't have to hurry to get water or tea. We would just go about what we are doing until we were ready. We would have our tea, have our water anytime. But during this month, we try to get something done that we believe can keep us throughout the day, that we don't dehydrate. So, yes, it is a challenge. But challenge is something that we should embrace. We were taught that by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And I want to read something from the Holy Quran, from chapter 20, ayat 123. So, there will surely come to you guidance from me. Then whoever follows my guidance, he will not go astray, nor be unhappy. This that we were given is a guidance for us, dear brothers and sisters. And whoever follows my guidance, not partially, but whoever follows my guidance fully, they will not go astray, nor will they be unhappy. There is mercy in fasting. There are mercies in fasting. There are blessings in fasting. I want to read something from chapter 2, ayat 153 to 155. Hard trials are necessary to establish truth. O you who believe, seek assistance through patience and prayer. Surely Allah is with the patient. And speak not of those who are slain in Allah's way as dead. Nay, they are alive, but you perceive not. And we shall certainly try you with something of fear and hunger and loss of property and lives and fruits, and give good news to the patient. Here Allah is saying he will try us with something of fear. And I do believe that some of us fear the journey of Ramadan. Not some of us, but some believers may fear the journey of Ramadan. It is fear why we don't step out and say, I am going to do this. And begin at day one. Then take it a day at a time. And when every day comes, walk into that challenge with the right spirit and the right attitude. And he will try us with something of hunger. Some of us can't bear to be hungry. Well, if you can't bear to be hungry, I guess you're eating all the time, right? Right through the day. If you can't bear to be hungry, and the most honorable Elijah Muhammad didn't teach us to eat right through the day. He taught us to eat one meal a day. And if you and I have been practicing that, then hunger wouldn't be a challenge for us. I remember once we were working and somebody brought up food, and a senior brother that was working with us, he said, Muslims don't get hungry. I believe that. Muslims don't get hungry because when you can go without food for 3 days in each month, what do you know about getting hungry? So some persons, you know, as we would say, the worms start calling as soon as you don't eat for an hour or two. You start hear the growls, you know, in the stomach. Give me some food, give me some food. When you practice the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, if those were worms, all of them would be dead. Those worms don't talk to you when you practice the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, because they don't exist. But brothers and sisters, I am imploring us, as I try to do all the time. If you haven't started the fast, it's not too late. Start now. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches us that fasting strengthens discipline. And if you want to be a disciple of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, then you have to discipline yourself. You have to be able to see things that you may desire and leave it alone, because you know that it's not good for you. And in this world that we live, brothers and sisters, if we are not disciplined, then we will give in to things. It may be large things, it may be small things, but we will give into things that are not good for us. You know, my wife don't like me to talk about certain things, but I use my life as an example. And Brother Lloyd, if he's listening, in your background, Sister Bridget, he would remember this. We were walking one day in Spanish Town. He and Brother Ali and I. And I saw a sister on the side of the road. She looked terrible, terrible. Her mouth was frothy, white, she was dirty. She was just lying there on the side of the road. And I said to them, I know this sister. So I went over to the sister and I called her by her name. And I asked her, do you remember me? And she said, yes. And she acknowledged me. And then she started saying, and when I'm in my bed, it's calling me. She's talking about the crack now. It's calling me and I have to come out. And she starts crying and she started crying. She have to come out and get it. And I have my family, they come from States and they are going to take me to the rehab because every time I tell myself it calling me out of my bed, and late in the night it calling me. And she was crying. And we left her after a while. I said, look at that, the crack. The sister said, is calling her out of her bed. And that sister died. Eventually she died. And I know a lot of, particularly sisters who I knew that used to smoke the crack, that eventually died after smoking over a period of time. The crack literally took them away. One sister was found dead on her hospital bed with the crack in her hands. Somebody apparently brought crack to her while she was on the hospital bed. And she and her husband used to smoke crack together. And when I heard it, I questioned it. I said, I wonder if it is her husband that actually brought the crack to her while she was on the hospital bed. And these were what we would refer to as seniors at that time. These were persons in their late 50s, early 60s, never had will. Fasting strengthens the will. And we, brothers and sisters, must build our will, that we can resist any calling that comes from the urge and from the appetite and from the desire. When the call is made, we should have the will to say, no, I am not answering that call because that is not for me. And I don't want that. So, dear family, this is the best exercise that we can ever take this month of Ramadan. And anyone who refuses to take this exercise, you are making, I am telling you, straightforward, not beating around in the bush now, you are making a mistake. Because naturally in life, trials will come upon us. And if we are ill prepared for whatever trial, when that trial comes, then the trial may break us. We may crack under the pressure of that particular trial. But with this month of discipline that we are enduring for the whole month, when this month ends, we will come out a different kind of individual. So may Allah bless us as we continue on this journey in the month of Ramadan. Let us close out our session this morning with prayer. Let us bow our heads and pray in the manner in which we have been taught. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the most holy name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of all the worlds, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, Master of this day of judgment in which we now live. Thee do we serve and thee do we beseech for thine aid. O Allah, guide us on the straight path, the path of those on whom thou hast bestowed thy favors, not the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down, nor of those who go astray after they have heard thy teachings. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Ramadan Mubarak.